Diane, 7:43 p.m., January 8th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks, 5 miles south of the Canadian border, 12 miles west of the state line. I've never seen so many podcasters in my life. Welcome to Project Geekology, guys. This is episode 147. We are excited to enter into Twin Peaks. It's a show that I've enjoyed for a long time, and it's a show that my co-hosts have yet to actually. This is the first time you guys are actually watching Twin Peaks, so this is going to be a fun show, and we have a special guest. But first, my name is Dakota, and I'm joined as always with.
This is One-Eyed Tony coming from One-Eyed Jax. Just coming in to record this podcast about the eerie Twin Peaks, and also joining us as always is.
Confused Rich is back, guys. This week I'm very excited to share my confusion with you. It's going to be epic.
Confusing.
And a special guest this week, stepping in right from the lounge right there up in Canada, getting a little dicey, is...
Hey, Doc. It's me, Jen. I'm not dead after all.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had Jen on the podcast. Years actually, and I think it can all be boiled down to like you started teaching in a public school system, and you are kind of it's a no to have like an online presence, at least for the first couple of years of teaching. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. I just wanted to play it safe, so I didn't want to do anything like super public. But one of my favorite shows of all time, Twin Peaks. When I found out you guys were doing this, I couldn't resist. I'm breaking the rules. I'm coming on the podcast. And I just want to talk about it. I love Twin Peaks. There's a lot to say.
There is. We're only covering the first 8 episodes, so no spoilers, Jen. But that's what we watched recently, so you shouldn't be inclined to give spoilers out. But yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm so excited to hear these two, their reactions. Rich is already like shaking his head in like silent fury over there. He's confused Rich today. And that's one of the best Riches we can get on the show. But yeah, before we begin, let's do our little bit. What have we been up to, guys, since the last time that we spoke? I'll go first. I don't have a whole lot to say. I completed, or I platinumed Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, the base game, and then I started playing the first DLC pack, a story pack, after that. But I was very happy to have not only platinumed the game, but completed all the side quests that weren't even part of that platinum. It felt good. It felt really good.
That's dedication.
It's been really it's been a long time since I platinumed the game. I think it was like Uncharted 3 was the last game I platinumed. So it's been like over a decade. But yeah, that was fun, and I'm excited to jump into the story mode because the story just continues past that point, and it's a great game. I'm really enjoying it. Jen, we'll send it over to you. What have you been up to since the last time we spoke to you?
I've been waking up to random Avatar noises, or they're like either shooting or like yip yip, or like they're like little chants and things. Yeah. I like randomly on the weekends wake up to that noise. But yeah, I don't know what I've been up to. I became a teacher. I like my job. I got a cat. He's cool. He's walking around here somewhere. That's pretty much it. That's what I've been up to.
Excellent. Let's roll it over to Anthony. What have you been up to this week?
Just climbing back out of the rabbit hole just for us to jump right back in for this episode. But actually, I started watching this limited series that has James Franco in it. It's 11/22/63. That's
oh yeah, that was fun. That was a good one.
So I actually had never seen it. They brought it over to Netflix. I think it was a Hulu original, nice. And then like Hulu was just like it they got rid of it, kind of like HBO with Westworld. So yeah, I started that. It's interesting so far. Pretty much the premise, and it's based on a Stephen King book of the same name, and the premise is that James Franco's character has to go back in time to stop the Kennedy assassination. Through a
he sent
closet
to
portal.
the day. He sent to the day before the Kennedy assassination or the day of the Kennedy assassination. I forget.
No, dude, he it's like 3 years before, so he has to like sit, like chill in the past for like 3 years, pretty much. And
Does he run into Magneto?
what happened?
Does he run into Magneto?
I don't think that timeline crossed over. So
Dang.
Oh, all right. I thought he bent the bullet. So
no, that's Wanted. He was curving the bullet. No, but but yeah, I remember that also. But yeah, so I kind of been watching that. I've also been on another like kind of World of Warcraft kind of splurge, or not splurge, but just been playing on it. I'm trying to like level up a little bit now. They've finally released the housing for the game now, so I kind of want to get to that part and start like messing around that, like they
You can
yes,
build your
World
own
of
house in
Warcraft is
World of
now The
Warcraft now?
Sims, so that be interesting, and then having friends, and creating like a little neighborhood where you guys can go to each other's like homes and stuff. That'd be interesting.
Can you
But
cross realms at this point for stuff like that?
I don't know about that, but I know they do like cross realm stuff, or they do that for dungeons. I'm not sure for raids. I think with raids you need like a kind of like solid group, but I mean, it's been a long time since I've raided. Like I haven't it's very, very long. I mostly just stick with like dungeons and whatnot, but yeah, that's really like what I've been up to. How about you, Rich?
let's see. Well, I recently enjoyed episode 9 of Stranger Things, season 5. It's really good. So, I hope that we get to talk about it in the future. I'm really excited about that. It's still been kind of jumping around from game to game. I thought I was almost done with Outer Worlds and Outer Worlds 2, and it did the same thing to me that Outer Worlds 1 did. It just kind of it got me. I remember like looking at Lauren. She was asking like, "Are you almost done?" And I was like, "This is the end." And then it wasn't the end, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I should probably press pause. Sorry for the last hour and a half of gaming." And then I just started playing Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom on the Switch, and I like it. It's really nice. I mean, it's a little cheap that like they're like, yeah, you're not gonna play as Link, but there's gonna be a Ghost Link that you get to access whenever you want, as long as you have some power. So that's kind of a weird workaround, but I'm enjoying it. I love Hyrule. I like the graphics. I think it really runs well. They have warp points, which for me in a Zelda game is something that I don't ever remember really being able to do. So I'm kind of enjoying that there, and it's just kind of like a really fun game. And then I guess that's really, I mean, yeah, I think that's it for me for the week. Other than, well, we'll save it for I guess the discussion of the episode because I think that's where things get interesting.
Yeah, let's actually do that because, well, you know what, you mentioned something that I think is worth discussing because it's just been such a funny time on the internet. Anthony, I don't know if you have like been caught up. I don't know, you're not on social media that often, so have you seen?
I did catch that. I catch some of the stuff that you share.
Okay, all right. So the Stranger Things fandom has basically imploded, massively. I've never seen mass psychosis of a fandom to this degree, where basically the Duffer Brothers, the creators of Stranger Things, produced a season that was so, I don't want to say it's bad because I don't think the whole of it was bad, but it was disappointing. It was disappointing. It was so disappointing that the fans thought that can't be the case because the previous seasons were good. So there must be a secret 9th episode that's coming out, and they arbitrarily put it as January 7th. And there was like it's funny because like there was a lot of circumstantial evidence that kind of maybe pointed to there being a 9th episode. But that's crazy. It's crazy that they would just film a whole other feature-length finale in secret. So yeah, it didn't happen, unfortunately, and
Oh, man, look, I don't think it's crazy. Listen, all right, in wrestling, when they want to do like a secret, like guys returning, all right, they like that dude will fly into like Rochester to go to a show in Pittsburgh, drive in a rental car. They like cover him in a shroud and put him in a room, and nobody in the building knows that he's there except for like his two drivers until he comes out and the big reveal happens. Like, and also, I'm not sure if you saw the new evidence, Dakota.
Oh, there's new evidence. Oh, tell me.
Coming out on the 9th. Yeah,
No.
time.
On the
What's
9th.
that?
All right.
On the 9th? That's the new.
I saw something about the 9th. Didn't you?
They're
post
just
something that
pushing
there's
back
a
the
9?
goalpost, my dude.
Rich,
Dude, you
Rich,
hold
be
on.
so
Dakota
for real.
himself.
Were you sitting there?
He zoomed in on a picture of them like posing by the BMW, and in the background it has a 9. And Dakota himself zoomed it and tweeted it. All right.
But
So
I also
believe
said that they're trolling the fans at this point. Like,
you know what? It's almost like you're everybody else in Hawkins, and I'm Joyce when Will was taken away.
oh, you
okay?
have.
I know he's there. You're wrong.
Okay, all right. So we're
Okay.
we're getting a season or an episode 9.
Wait, yeah,
of
Dakota,
season
you're-
5 of Stranger Things.
I do like
You're
that you're
acting
fanning the
like-
flame though, and you're like, they haven't disputed it.
No, it's true. I was fanning the flames because it's funny, first of all, and if you look at all the evidence, it's not nothing. There's definitely something seriously wrong with the finale that we got and the season as a whole that we got, to the point where it would make sense story-wise to do that, and Stranger Things is one of those shows that actually would lend itself to a secret finale, because you have characters who can create scenarios in people's minds, like the main villain, Vecna. So the theory is that the season finale that we got, the epilogue, is pretty much all in Vecna's mind, and he's basically placating them while he's destroying the world or something. So I don't know, but I want it to be true. I do. I definitely do, because I would love another episode of Stranger Things. I would love for them to make a better finale, a more satisfying finale. But on an emotional level, the epilogue of Stranger Things episode 8 was good enough for me, So I don't personally believe currently that there is going to be a 9th episode. Rich still does.
You're saying that now, Dakota. You were definitely trying to convert me to this idea.
I was
like playing on my phone on the couch, and he kept like showing me stuff, sending me stuff, and I had to turn, look him in the eye, and say, "You will not convince me that there's going to be another ending on top of the 2-hour-long movie that they made." And he converted Rich. I think it was Dakota that got to Rich, and poor Rich was probably sitting there yesterday, or was it the 7th at 9:00? Were you Rich? Were you sitting in front of you?
I was sitting at Rockland Community College at a track meet, refreshing my phone over and over again, asking kids. I was like, "Is your internet weird? Because I can't find any information."
Oh, so
about
Netflix
this.
crashed last night because everyone
No.
everyone
just
kept
like-
refreshing their Stranger Things season 5. So Netflix literally crashed last night.
Wait, was that? So it wasn't just.
It wasn't
me.
just
Okay, I
you.
thought
No,
was where I
it
was.
literally crashed.
It was
All
you
right.
and the people like you.
You know what is like Stranger Things,
But stranger?
but stranger and somehow more like wholesome in a weird way, but not really. Twin Peaks. It's not actually more wholesome. It's not wholesome. There
There
respect.
is some.
Prostitutes and cocaine.
There is some
There's, like, a
wholesome
lot of
moments.
wholesomeness,
Yeah,
actually.
no, but there are like some pretty dark themes. So so Twin Peaks is the show that everyone kind of like talks about when they mention the start of prestige television. Creators, the creator who made Sopranos has gone on record saying that Sopranos would not exist had Twin Peaks not paved the way.
Oh, yeah, David Chase didn't actually say that.
He didn't?
No, he said that he was a huge fan of Twin Peaks, and he says that some of David Lynch's work has like inspired him. Like David Lynch and Mark Frost, he felt like they were a great combination team, and he felt like some of them had like inspired him to create better television. But he's never said like Sopranos wouldn't exist without Twin Peaks.
All right. That's fair. It's good to have someone fact check me.
Well,
on
I
occasion.
know that one terrible season that everybody hates, even though I do a rewatch every year. That one Tony Dream season was probably inspired by this dreaming and all right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, that is
Dakota,
a brutal
you
time.
keep
In
setting the
Sopranos.
stage.
That's a rough time.
Oh my
All right.
gosh,
Set the
Rich.
stage.
But I think
guys.
the
I'm
scenes,
sorry.
Rich, where Tony's standing in front of that White House and his cousin's there and keeps trying to grab his suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Like those scenes, and then he like there's like another scene where he like looks up into a dark hallway. You can see how that would mirror there's like the famous Laura Palmer hallway. Like her mom keeps like looking up where her room is, and there's like
a fan
creepy
spinning
ceiling
around.
fan. It's very unsettling spaces that I think Sopranos definitely got a bit of that from Twin Peaks. But I like David Lynch. But David Chase like never said
Never.
that.
Okay, so he didn't actually.
Imagine Cooper
mention
said,
that.
"So wait, no effing coffee now."
All right.
Do you
so,
think that this
Go for it.
show would be even more unhinged if it was completely helmed by Lynch?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't
Yeah.
even be comprehensible. It would not even be comprehensible. I'm gonna be 100% with you right now.
We have to do Mulholland Drive after this
No, we don't.
to really see.
That
No,
5
we
minutes
don't.
How
would have
wild
been
things can
2
get.
seasons.
The Lost Highway. Imagine Rich watching the telephone scene of Lost Highway. Oh man.
Guys, just so you know, I have no freaking clue what they're talking about.
Okay. Twin Peaks. We begin with on the February 24th. We have the body of Laura Palmer being found.
No, that's not how it begins. You're wrong, Dakota. I'm calling you out. I'm taking this podcast off the goddamn rails because you know what happened?
Tell me.
That's not how it happened for me.
Oh,
guys.
okay, yeah.
Because
Tell
I may
me.
have had to do something a little bit, maybe not honest. Okay, I don't have Paramount. That's all I'll say. All right, and I may have had all the episodes what I thought were in order, and I clicked on episode 8.
As the first
Ladies and
episode. Yeah, he
gentlemen.
watched the
first
finale
episode.
of the first season as the first episode, and then had to start over from the beginning.
Plot twist,
As
that
I
was the right
described-
order.
Yeah, as I described to everybody here, what was unbelievable was there were very few things that I was able to actually process in my cerebral cortex because it was so unhinged to watch. Each little say the A plot, the B plot, the C plot, the D plot, whatever, right? All those things were flashing with these people that I wasn't introduced to, right? And then something set me over the edge. Nadine and her freaking eye patch, right? I'm sorry. I think that there's lots of mystery in eye patches. How often do you run into people with eye patches, right? You don't, right? So I feel like there needs to be a reason for that. So she gets on the screen and I'm so confused that, as I described earlier, it was akin to those videos that make you as English speakers understand what non-English speakers hear when we're speaking, because none of it made any darn sense to me at all. And then the episode ends with "to be continued," and I yelled, "No effing crap, Sherlock. This is episode 1. I need more." And then my wife, Lauren, says, that usually happens at the end of a season. And I go to look at my file listing. And that's when I discovered the error of my ways, ladies and gentlemen.
What would you have done without your wife, man? You would have been like, what's going on here?
Okay, I won't lie. It was almost like the time that you guys had me watch Birdman.
The Boy and the Heron.
Yes, Birdman. Yeah.
I was thinking of the other that superhero movie.
No, I know it's not. Yeah, Boy and the Heron. I remember watching it, and I stopped it after 35 minutes, and I said, maybe it's the wrong thing. I don't know what's happening. What is going on? Why is Batista in this? I had all questions, all right? And actually, I felt the same way. Like, it almost was like, oh, maybe Dakota and Anthony set me up again. You guys got me. Like,
Kind
I'm
of.
confused.
All right.
I said to
Okay.
Dakota, I was like, I can't believe that you got this on the show, first of all. And since Rich hated Boy and the Heron, he's going to hate Twin Peaks. Just because it's the Boy and the Heron's so abstract. And I feel like you're not super abstract, you're a very concrete thinker.
Yeah, the Boy and the Heron is like a tamer dream logic, although it still like goes off the rails. That's why I said like Miyazaki is like the anime version of David Lynch, because like his stuff gets a bit weird too.
Mhm.
But it's just, yeah, man. No, there's no. But Miyazaki, I don't think he would have done something like the was it at the end of episode 3, the like dream sequence. So
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Anthony,
So
why do you have to sit that way? He's sitting in a way, guys, with his background, of course, is Coop's dream. All right. And when Anthony speaks, he leans in. So just over his shoulders, all I see is the creepy stare of the little person in the red getup. Right. And it's haunting. It's haunting.
In his little dance.
oh my
When Dakota
gosh.
and I first watched this, I couldn't stop dancing around the house like that.
what
Remember
was
Dakota
his
just,
like
following
talking?
you
Like it was
around?
backwards, but like frontwards at the same time. Like
I forget
Yeah,
how they filmed
so
that.
they basically
the words were backwards, but it was still in order.
correct. Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
was
was-
like, huh?
Imagine learning lines backwards like that, and then having to like dance, because that's pretty much all shot in like one go. And Laura Palmer did it too.
Wait, so they were saying the lines backwards and then they just reversed the whole take?
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
the lines are spoken, instead of saying Cooper, you would say Repuk, and then when you reverse
Oh.
that, it sounds like Cooper. So they would actually say all of their lines backwards, like phonetically, to the point
Okay.
where when it's flipped in reverse, the words play in a way that we can auditorily understand them. And they still add like dialogue and everything, but we're getting way ahead of ourselves. We're talking about like the craziest. I knew we were going to do this. We were just going to jump straight into like the craziest scene of the show, of the first season, I should say, because there are definitely crazier scenes in this show.
Oh, yeah.
This is not the first time we visit this location with the red curtains and like the black and white flooring. It does eventually get a name, and there's no real spoiler in saying the name here. It's called the Black Lodge. Don't know why it wasn't called the Red Lodge, because everything's red in there, but it's called the Black Lodge, and I think it's more like evil, like black.
No,
is evil.
there is a reason for the name, but I don't want to.
Oh, is there? Okay, it's been a
yeah,
while
it's like
since
something to do with the town.
Okay, so then we'll talk about that when we get to it. But
buckle up, Rich.
buckle up, Buttercup. Yeah. So Laura Palmer is killed in the early morning of February 24th, and it washes ashore, and basically the whole town kind of goes into a bit of a freak out, because it's a small town. Murder is not something that happens there. Laura is, by all intents and purposes, outwardly a very giving person. She's tutoring several people. She's doing like Meals on Wheels for people. She's doing after-school programs. She's literally doing everything possible.
She's a prom queen.
And everyone.
She's prom queen. And yeah, so outwardly she seems to be like the star of the town, the up-and-coming person in the town, and then that all comes crashing down the night that she's killed. And the rest of the show, at least this first season, follows the mystery unfolding, and that is brought to the fore by Dale Cooper, Agent Dale Cooper from the FBI, who shows up on scene because the murder in question is similar-ish enough to a murder that happened a year prior. And he's thinking that this is a repeat offense. we don't know too much about what happened at this point in the story with the prior murder, but there are clues attached to Laura Palmer that basically bring it full circle for Dale Cooper, and that kind of sets the whole story up. So let's start with Anthony. Like, what are your thoughts overall? At least with like the beginning of this, if not like this whole first season, because this is new for you.
I mean, like when you get to the beginning, or like at the beginning, it's still like fairly tame. You know, you get maybe a little bit of like, you know, but well, because of, you know, what you've said and you know, well, and I've heard you and Jen talk about it before. You know, I was kind of like bracing for like, okay, when is this thing going to start like getting weird? You know, so I was trying to, you know, I had my like, you know, senses
your
dialed
guards up
up
a
to
little bit. Okay, yeah.
every like little thing, but it was, you know, pretty tame. But like, yeah, man, the further you just like, the more you watch, it's like one of those things that you're just like you can't look away. It's like, what's going on? Like, huh? And like, and you're right. Like, they'll bring something up, and then like you'll never hear about it again.
Do you have like a an example of that like that they haven't brought up again, or that you can think of?
Like, I don't know, they had like that J that was under her nail. They like never really like talked about that again.
Okay.
And like they were so fixated on like a bunch of J's, bro. Like and then his like process of like trying to narrow down all the J's, like throwing throwing balls at a glass, and he's like, note that it hit the bottle but it didn't break.
that was the most. I had a really hard time. You're. I just.
What? Say it.
Like... Oh, what?
I was so confused. Like, it took me a while. Like, so it's an older show, and you know, like some of the actors are really not on a lot of things. The sheriff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a sheriff, right?
Yeah,
not a constable or something like that. The sheriff is actually from this movie Slapshot. He's like one of like the big time like kind of actors in that movie with Paul Newman as well. It's a very famous hockey movie that I'm a huge fan of because I'm old. And so it took me a while to like see him in this in a different light. But I just they're all so weird. Like him dating, what's her name?
Josie?
I'm sorry.
Josie. Yeah, like he's like seeing her on the side.
This is almost like Avatar. It's hard to remember their names. You know, like there's no cultural impact here. So with Josie, like, and then he's just like, well, I don't care because I love. Like, there was one line where they were like, well, what do you think? Do you think she might be involved? And he's like, I love her and I'm gonna protect her no matter what. And it's like he just like completely threw away like his cop life. Like there's so many just random. Also, like, who's Diane and the eye patch? Like, did I miss something?
No,
you
missed
didn't
absolutely
miss
nothing.
No,
that's just.
I know that
it's just like when your coworker is on a Zoom call near you and you don't know who they're talking to, but you know they're having a conversation. Like, you don't need to know who they're talking to. You know that there's somebody named Diane on the other line. Why
can't you guys just let me watch forward so I can answer these questions? Like,
because
I'm
then
dying
you would
right now.
you would be answering all the questions in this episode completely differently.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never. Can you give me one example, One-Eyed Tony, of me ever doing it?
Rings of Power?
Several times. The Smallville episode.
I did not watch all of Smallville just because we did one season, guys.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the like voice recorder thing is like hilarious. Like he's like talking on this thing like he's talking on the phone to Diane, and he's just like telling her, and he's like recording just a whole bunch of like irrelevant information. Like when the Icelandic people like showed up, he's like, "Do you hear this?" He's like, "I can't get sleep." He's like recording it. But it's
he needed his earplugs.
Yes. Honestly though, I really do like Dale Cooper. He's very odd. I like Harry too because Harry just goes along with like Cooper's like crazy antics, and it's almost like he like gets a kick out of it like the rest of us do.
You want to know one of my favorite scenes that is just so David Lynch, and it has no bearing on the story whatsoever, and it kind of like almost like makes you second guess like whatever the heck you're watching. It's a scene where Audrey Horne's family is eating dinner in silence, and I think it's Ben, he shows up with baguettes, or like sandwiches from France, and they all just start like just sumptuously eating these like sandwiches. There's no reason for that entire scene. It's the most amazing thing.
But I like, you could argue like the reason for that scene is to show like their animalistic gluttony.
Okay,
like
sure,
they're super
yes.
gluttonous, and the way that they're handling the sandwiches, like items, like obviously the sandwiches aren't real, but I feel like obviously they're not like people, but I think it's kind of indicative of how they treat women as well.
Okay, that's a really good way to look at it. Actually,
like
I'm happy
they're
you're on the
very
show
gluttonous.
because...
They're very greedy. They're gross. Like they're just like gross.
Also, did we notice that their names are Ben and Jerry, the brothers? And then they have a scene where they're sharing a bowl of ice cream or a cup of ice cream.
A tub of ice cream.
You know the actor, was it that plays the brother? He was actually like the main antagonist in that movie, The Warriors.
Oh, it's been a minute since I've seen that. Yeah.
I was like, when I saw him, I was like, wait a second, he looks familiar, and I looked it up, and I was like, yep, that's him. Like he's got like I don't know, he's got a really strong face, so it kind of sticks out.
Yeah. He's well traveled too.
A good character, a strong actress.
What?
I thought Audrey was a good character, a strong actress. Reasons, just really believable.
Rich confused Rich had a crush on Audrey Horne. Clearly,
who doesn't?
Yeah, she's a very honestly very pretty actress. Yeah.
Although I did see Laura Flynn Boyle, and all I could think was there was like a scene in Family Guy where apparently Peter was being paid to warm Laura Flynn Boyle by having her like stay in the folds of his fat. And he's like, oh yeah, it's like the time I got paid to like warm Laura Flynn Boyle. And he's like sitting in bed, and he just like, and like she like rolls out from his like folds. So like that's all I could think about when I saw her in the show. Okay, I just also, why is everybody cheating on is Josie sleeping with Catherine's husband? Like, I actually can't. I feel like that meme of Charlie Day from, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, trying to figure out who's banging who. Like, I don't even know if I can. So Josie's also banging Audrey's dad?
Well, they imply that there's
cahoots?
like a weird, they're in cahoots. They didn't show that they're hooking up necessarily, but I think he's sexual with every woman that he meets. And so he's being very sexual towards her, like his like weird communication, and like, I don't know, you could see he's like leering at her. But they haven't like in this season gone farther than that.
There's also a potential that she's hooking up with Hank, Norma's husband, who just got out of prison.
What?
She is one of those characters that will like use her body for power and influence. So
and Hank was in prison because he got pulled over by the cops after an accident
So Josie's husband died in a boating accident. So she's a widow, and she's like playing it off as she's like the lonely, innocent widow. But Hank gets out of prison and is talking with her about how he's taken the fall for some crime. I don't know. It's
that we're not. That we don't.
It's showing you that it's like very suspicious circumstances, and like that whole scene is to show you like you really shouldn't trust Josie the same way Truman does.
Yeah. So something else that like I liked, and it was like they were showing like parallels, was that there's always this like soap opera playing in the background, and like they were like showing parallels, and I was thinking that there were a lot of moments where the show was very soapy. It got really, really like soapy, and it's like especially with the placement of the music. I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm watching a soap opera right now, and the overacting in those moments sometimes too. I'm like, I don't think it's from the times. I think that's just on purpose.
Oh yeah, they were definitely going for a feel.
Yeah. I was like,
they were definitely going for a feel.
I was like, I don't think that they're doing this like just because it was like the 80s, 90s. This is just the vibe of the show. But yeah, like they always had, and like that was like the only show that was ever on was that show. It was like, I forgot, it was like Love something.
Invitation to Love.
Yes, that. And yeah, no, there's just a lot that was just going on in the show. Laura Palmer's dad like lost it. That man was he just wanted somebody to dance with.
Leland Palmer.
Yeah, Leland, yeah. It's crazy because I've seen Ray Wise and some stuff like later on. So seeing him in this show, I'm like, dang, he's so much younger. I'm used to seeing him like really old.
It's the same for like Kyle MacLachlan. He's a huge character actor.
Yeah.
He's been in a whole bunch of stuff. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's in Fallout now.
Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Sex in the City. Yeah, he's been in quite a lot over the years, and very accomplished. He was in Dune, 1984. Anthony.
Yeah.
He played Paul Atreides.
Another David Lynch weird thing.
Don't even try it, guys.
Watch it, Rich. We already covered it, but watch it.
It's really cool seeing a younger Kyle MacLachlan because he's just so gregarious and happy all the time until like he's very serious. He goes from like very serious to like very like childlike wonder. Like there's a scene where he sees ducks in the pond and he's just like, ducks in the water.
Yes.
Ducks? Oh my god.
And the trees.
Imagine this idea. Like I think that David Lynch, for me, the ducks definitely. Like if there's like, he may not have said that everything influenced Sopranos, but Tony's obsession with the ducks, I feel like has to be a reference to Twin Peaks.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
David Chase said like,
and I love it when he says this stuff, and like Harry's always there when he's saying this stuff, and he just like.
He just accepts him the way he is.
Yeah, Harry Truman. He's always.
Can I ask you guys like clarifying questions about the characters?
Absolutely.
All right. Norma and Shelly work together at the diner.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly is with
Leo Johnson. Yeah, she's married to Leo Johnson.
Who's he's like a comically like terrible husband. Like,
yeah.
Like his abusiveness is. I don't want to make light of it.
Where's
abuse,
my shirt, Shelly?
All right, I will make fun of abuse. I'm telling you, when he gets home, like I just try, like I kind of like imagine that as like me coming home, right? Like, Lauren, where's my Mets jersey? Like I told you, the Laconii jersey had to be washed by now. Like the ridiculousness of it, the fact, like I know that in relationships women don't run, but like what? Like so, there's one point where I can't even remember that like. Norma and Shelly say like there's a guy that that's both into both of them.
What?
Like,
I'm trying to remember.
There's a guy who's like flirts with both of them, and like seems to be like into both of them. That's not Leo. Is it Hank? I'm so.
Oh, are you thinking of Bobby?
Horn.
Yes.
Oh, Bobby.
Because Bobby just flirts with Norma to try to keep him off the fact that he's hooking up with Shelly. And then they get into the car and he's like, I think she knows about us. And she's like, no, not Norma. And then they like make out right in front of the window. So it's like, you guys, if Norma knows, it's
like
your
those
fault.
are the things that confused me. Because I'm like, if you're trying to hide, why don't you just like leave? Like go 10 paces away from the freaking clear window.
Yeah, they were like right in front of the window making out. She's like, Norma doesn't know anything. Let's make out right here in front of her.
But then like Norma has her own thing going on with
everyone's cheating on
Big
everybody.
Ed.
Why is Big Ed seems to love Nadine so much? Why does he cheat on her? Is it because she doesn't?
You don't find out until next season.
Oh.
There's more info.
Did he, when he married her?
Nadine is
did she have two
bonkers,
eyes?
and I feel like she doesn't need that eye patch.
Can I ask you guys?
I feel like you don't need those glasses, One-Eyed Tony.
Yeah, what was that? That she put cotton on the curtain rods to make it quieter.
She wanted silent curtains.
She wanted 100% silent curtains, and
she thought that she was creating a really good invention. And when she finally cracks it, she's like, "I'm gonna make us so much money." And she's talking about all the stuff that they're gonna do with their money because she thinks her invention is really good. She was trying to support her family.
But our curtain, maybe I don't like open curtains enough. Like, is there a sound?
There is a sound. It's like a shh, shh. You know, like
so she's just eliminating.
She's eliminating that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's even weirder than I thought. But then why does Ed just not leave her?
I think because she's kind of helpless.
Right?
You know, I think that's ultimately, at least from what we see in this first season, he clearly does love her, but more as like a sister at this point in their relationship. Like he clearly cares for her on a familial level, but he doesn't have a romantic attachment to her anymore. Which
very Games of Thrones, like stay with your someone because you love them like a sister.
I guess so. But yeah, there's a lot of cheating going on in this show.
Is there anybody who doesn't? So does Josie live with Catherine and who's his name?
Catherine and
who's her husband?
Pete Martell.
Pete. Does she live with them?
I think she rents a place. Yeah, I think yes.
They have like a really big house. And I think it's like there's like a bunch of different areas in it. And I think she lived there. I'm assuming she lived there with her husband before he died. And she's just kind of, and then like the whole mill went to her in the will, and the sister Catherine got written out. So that's why there's like a lot of animosity between them, because Catherine, like, it's her family's business, so she knows the ins and outs of it.
That's right. Josie was married to Catherine's blood brother, so they all kind of lived together in a big house. Yeah, it's a messy situation for sure.
The house on the hill,
right? What did we think of some of like the police officer, like, you know, the whole officer situation? Because there's Deputy Hawk, the Native American guy. I actually really like Hawk.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's awesome. I think he has like a more prominent role in the next season.
Oh yeah, there's Andy, of course.
I liked Andy too. He was kind of oaf, like
Andy.
You know, some comedic relief. You know, until you know he had his moment that impressed what's her name, the one that runs the
Lucy.
dispatch.
Oh my goodness,
Lucy.
What a character. I
feel like Lucy could work at our school.
Yeah, I know. She seemed oddly to me the most real person in that police department. like the most like I'm like, yeah, that's a human that I know that I could probably interact with, you know, like consistent, like just I love like how there were times
Sheriff Truman,
like, I'm sorry, I have to follow my responsibility. Like, I have to go do my responsibility, you know, like, and she like would just run off and like, I thought like she was, I don't know. I thought we were all supposed to understand that she was like really crazy, and then everybody just seems to be like, oh yeah, no, it's kind of the norm.
I think she's just quirky. I think it's like a town of quirky people.
I think it's a town full of quirky people, so they all just kind of get along. I think they have to.
Yeah. I like that there was always a ton of donuts.
Oh my god! I mean, did you not get hungry watching this show? Like I'd be watching it,
but
and
like,
I'm just like, I want a black coffee now. I want some pie.
But like some moments, I'm like, oh my gosh,
well,
like
that's way too many donuts.
She got like the town's worth of donuts here.
It's that one scene where they like shoot the bird and the blood goes all over the donuts. I was like, oh man, those looked so good too. So disappointing.
Yeah, no, yeah, and they had they went into like that one what was it, Jacques' apartment, and just had like donuts there too.
Donuts everywhere. One of the famous David Lynch quote is "Keep your eye on the donut, not the hole." Donuts are like a big metaphor for life.
They put it in your face. Donuts everywhere.
And then when he died, I think like people were leaving like donuts on his grave. Like people were leaving a bunch of stuff in memorial. And there was also like a diner that he used to go to. Like he famously went, I think it was called Big Boy Diner or Good Boy Diner?
Big Boy Burger or something.
Big Boy Burger. And like people were leaving like cigarettes and donuts and cups of coffee, like all the things that he loved, they were leaving for him.
Yeah.
Well, is it when it gets to the point, like, you know, and hopefully it's not until way down the road, but when Kyle MacLachlan passes away, somebody should leave a voice recorder like just on his.
My question is, when is he sending Diane these voice recordings? Because like she does interact with it, you know, like she sends
quickly.
him earplugs. What?
And
Like,
it's like
very quick too, because he records it. Is it like he's snail mailing the recording to her, and then she, like, how quickly could she be getting these things from where he is? You know,
it'd be snail mail
Right?
for sure. Like, I mean, there's
like,
no,
did they have Express?
you can't
back
upload
then?
the files.
Like, in what was Express?
We didn't have internet like
Yeah.
that back then.
Yeah,
Like
this
it-
was
yeah.
1989. Yeah. So
That's what I was thinking. I was
No.
like, this isn't like that's something I considered like this isn't really super practical.
In
Of
'89,
all the crazy things that happened.
maybe you could have used. It was a company called Federal Express.
Never
It's
heard of them.
Changed to FedEx, but yeah, no, Federal Express. That was probably your only option.
Were they
Just
overnighting
apps-
stuff?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Yes, my uncle worked for them, and I got a jacket for free, so I knew a lot about them.
Are you telling me my packages just don't appear on my porch one day? Somebody actually drops them off?
It's crazy. It's not a drone. It's a real human.
have you guys?
Oh my gosh, that would freak me out. You hear like the propellers just like because they're loud.
Yeah.
They would be
Yeah.
loud because it'd be giant.
Yikes.
But yeah, no, it's yeah.
Oh wait, speaking of FedEx, have you guys ever noticed that there's a hidden arrow in the logo
Yeah.
yeah.
between the
Yeah.
E and the X?
Oh yeah.
yeah. I always thought that was cool. Anyway,
Let's go.
what is your opinion on Dale Cooper? Because he's kind of an eccentric figure. He is the main character of the show, and we follow a lot of his logic as he, you know, kind of sometimes literally dreams it, you know. But it does propel the show forward. Like, what are our thoughts on Dale Cooper? I'll start with Imogen because I want to hear your opinion on Dale.
I mean, I think Dale Cooper is just like such a. I love how much she accepts the town of of Twin Peaks. I don't know why I said Beacon. I love how. Wait, I'm gonna start over. I love how much she accepts the town of Twin Peaks and accepts the people in it. You can see like that huge difference when what's the FBI agent that comes into the town? He brings that guy in.
Oh, I forget off the top.
Oh, for
Yeah,
forensics.
the forensics guy.
That guy's a jerk in a lot of movies. Yeah.
He brings him in, and it shows like the difference between like the type of people he's used to working with and why he loves the people of Twin Peaks as much as he does. He loves like their innocence, their genuine like love of good. And it's soon after that he says to Diane, like, I think I want to buy property here, like very cheap property, because he realizes like this is the type of place I would want to retire. He sees like overall the people there are good and trying, and he really loves like the nature, the goodness of the people, the good food. It's really the simple things in life.
Yeah.
I also, one thing that I love about Dale Cooper is like they have all of that romantic tension with Audrey, and like obviously she's kind of throwing herself at him, and she is 18 years old, so technically it is legal, right? That he could technically date her, but he knows like what she needs right now as a friend, and that she's young and impressionable, and that would be morally wrong if not
And he
legally.
actually even mentions that there's a power dynamic that
Yeah.
he doesn't that would be wrong, which I feel like is a much more new concept in terms of how we think of relationships with varying ages.
especially for back then.
Padme didn't care.
Padme didn't care.
Padme did not care. No,
Right?
she
No, she didn't
used her
care, but
influence.
She's like, I'm a literal queen,
literal-
and I'm gonna
yeah.
date this young guy, like whatever.
Yeah, this is
But-
like at a time where like teen magazines or like magazines like those, you know, celebrity magazines were putting countdowns for when women turned 18. You know, like think about that. And then here's this guy who's like, yeah, you're 18, but that would be morally wrong. And you compare that to characters like Audrey's own father, who clearly treat women like meat, who just want the new girl of the week. You know, it's like he's just a stand-up guy. He's not perfect, but he's genuinely good and accepts people for who they are.
And I do like the fact that he is the voice of reason in a town that, like, everyone's sleeping with everyone, you know? Like, he's the one who's just like, actually, this is wrong. I'm not going to do that. But he's not judging anyone at the same time, which I also like, you know? He's just kind of like, he's got his own bro code that he sticks to.
He's got integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him?
And when somebody
Dale?
does good, he hits them with a thumbs up.
A lot of thumbs up from Dale Cooper in the show. I've seen like montages of like thumbs up with him. What are your thoughts on Dale Cooper, Anthony?
Oh man, yeah, no, I like him. He definitely, he's a good lead for the show. I think that the casting was really good. Yeah, I like that he's somebody that he has like this childlike wonderment in this area. Like, I mean, we've caught it a couple times where like he was wondering about the trees and, you know, about the ducks in the pond and, you know, just, and then like, you know, coffee, like loving coffee and all that stuff. It's really like, I love that he has that other side that when it's time to get serious, like he's really good at like, you know, deducing things and, you know, it's crazy how like his dream logic is like lighting things up in the real world. So it's cool. Like but I don't know how much of it's going to actually mean
anything. Yeah,
you know,
of course.
What it's going to mean in
Why
the
is
end.
there a fish in the percolator?
One thing that I do really like about the show is it takes like, they're looking for hard evidence. They're, you know, looking at the little pieces of paper under people's fingernails or like the clear evidence, but they also take stock in the idea of intuition and like going with your gut and going with a feeling that you have or believing in this idea of like prevailing good and trying to like let fate guide you to that. You know, it's very like, again, David Lynch is super abstract and he blends the idea of being like an FBI agent with understanding the fantastical and understanding that there are things that happen in the world that you might not be able to explain in a factual way.
Yeah, I like that. Rich, thoughts on Dale Cooper? Why do you hate him so much?
No, I don't actually hate him. I think that
I'm just kidding.
I actually think that he's, I mean, Audrey, you know, but I actually think he's my favorite character. Like, he, oddly enough, he makes the most sense to me. Right? Everybody else with their infidelity and their lying and their duplicitousness, I don't understand where anyone's coming from, what anyone wants, why they're doing what they're doing. Again, why do you have the eye patch? Like, so many things. But like, other than like, who the heck is Diane? Right? I'm a burning question. You know, it's like, I want to know.
Bang, just wait till he gets that.
Like, other than that, like, it's weird to me. Like, by the way, if Diane is like some sort of code name for like the Department of the Interior against new environments, I'm gonna be really annoyed. Like, if that's just
the
like
department,
the department
against
name.
new environments is.
I was just trying to think of what Diane would come out to, but yeah, no, I actually. So yeah, I mean, okay. I go so confused, like the bottle thing, right? Like Harry it's the other people just watching it happen that just confused me more than anything, right? Like, I can deal with weird people, but usually you see people react to the weird people in a way that makes you know, oh, that's a weird person, right? Whereas he's doing these weird things and they're like totally cool, you know? And then like his, what did he say to Harry one time? Like, they had to leave. And I think Shelly asked, like, do you want a coffee? And he's like, you know, sometimes you need to stop and give yourself a gift.
Every single day.
You just don't know when that gift's going to come, you know? And when it comes, you just got to accept it. You know? And it's just like, he's just like explaining away like another reason to just have another cup of Joe. I do love his explanation of coffee. It reminds me of junior year English teacher where he asked him, "How do you like your coffee?" And he said, "Just like I like my women." And he's a 65-year-old, quite Caucasian man, and he said, "Black." He's like, "Black, piping hot, and full of sugar." And we just, and he left. He left the room, and the three 17-year-olds just sat there going, "Did Mr. Vellucci just say that?" And the way this guy just very passionately describes his coffee, I respect it. I do. As a man who just recently was able to eat 100 hot dogs in one calendar year and documented it in my notes app, all right, with different nuances for every hot dog I had over the entire year of 2025, ending in my Hispanic mom boiling it and putting it in a Wonder Bread low piece, just like when I grew up. I respect Coop, and I honestly grew a deep affinity for him because he makes the most sense.
Yeah.
He just has a passion for
You
life.
you don't like your coffee black as midnight on a moonless night?
I do, actually. That's
That is how Dakota
when
sees his
I
coffee.
started watching this show, I was so happy to see that everybody drinks their coffee black. I was just like, this is my kind of town. Yeah. But I actually really like that quote from Cooper about giving yourself a present once a day. You never know where it's going to show up, but it do something nice for yourself. Oh, you got a Red Bull at 8:45 in the. Oh, I thought
White Claw, my friend.
Sorry, I thought it was Red Bull. But yeah, I really appreciate that logic because it's not telling you to be like greedy, or it's not telling you to be only look out for yourself or anything like that, but it's just like, you have to look out for yourself too. You have to be nice to yourself, and without that, what are you living for? And I really appreciate that little nugget of wisdom that is undoubtedly David Lynch idea. That's not a Mark Frost idea. That's a David Lynch idea.
The thing about David Lynch is like he genuinely believed in goodness, and he spent a lot of his life actively working towards world peace, and like publicly stating that he thinks world peace is a real and attainable thing that we can all achieve. So he wrote a book on transcendental meditation that I've read twice. And it's like really weird and like spiritual, and it's all about like him meditating, and he set up in different schools programs where they like all of the kids could go and meditate and be taught how to meditate. And he like that whole, it's like a lifestyle, right, of being good to others, being good also to yourself. And you can see Dale Cooper has a lot of those mentalities of just like believing in your dreams, finding weird ways to think about things and break information down, and just overall having a good nature and like happiness in your heart is the most important thing in life.
But when it comes to Dale's dreams, it gets pretty wild. Actually, before we even jump into that, because I do want to save that for the end, but there are a lot of weird things that happen in this town, in terms of like there's a whole secret organization to fight against some of the weird stuff that happens. This like inherent evil that exists on the Canadian border for some reason. And it's called the Bookhouse Boys. Like it's been around for generations. Pretty much all of our male lead characters, maybe not all of them, but a good portion of them, including the police chief, are part of this secret organization called the Bookhouse Boys. And they have like that, that this is, they touch their eye, like the side of their eye, as like a sign of like, this means something, or like, what's up, dude? I don't know. It's a secret like handshake basically. And I thought that was cool. And then they also kind of touch on, so what's interesting is that nobody questions the log lady and her logic. The whole town just seems to just be, this is her log has seen things, something about the birds, like the owls or whatever, that might become important later on in the show, who knows. But I love the scene where they finally like get to speak with the log lady, because there's something so bizarre and almost reverential about that scene, where we are privy to the unfolding of a mystery from such a unique perspective. Again, it's a very David Lynch idea, but I really I love that scene because nobody questions her. You know, like you just like that, like everyone in the room, in reference to Dale Cooper, is like, no, ask it. You know, it's time. You should ask the log, and the log has answers. It's
I think
really
that's also
interesting.
like one of the only times that Dale Cooper showed trepidation towards not just kind of like blindly accepting the quirkiness of the town. He was a little bit like, you know, we need to move on and do more important things. But everybody's like, no, you don't understand how big of a deal this is.
Anthony, what are your thoughts on Log Lady? I know that you mentioned that that she might have been the influence for Johnny in Ed, Ed and Eddie. Like that was your first inclination.
Johnny from Ed, Ed and Eddie with Plank.
That was a really good theory, actually. Dakota told me you said that. I was like, that's good.
Because he's a character that talks to a piece of wood. Like why? Like that is very clearly. If it's not like intentional, like it was very like subconsciously driven. You know.
I do like that. Yeah, like even Dale just like goes with that. You know, like he's just like, okay, yeah, she talks to her log, and like even like listens to her when they do talk. So he's like, what did your log see?
Rich, what did you think of Log Lady?
Again, okay, it's like little person dancing, log lady, obviously eye patch. Those were like this. Like I understand that you thought like some of you guys like thought that like her acceptance in the town, like and like how everyone was like okay with it, like is nice. Nah, man, like I think that is a level of enabling, all right, that is effed up. Okay, listen to me. All right, Imogen is a teacher. All right, if a student started bringing a log to school every day, okay, and nobody questioned why the student was carrying a log, we would be held in contempt of court.
Yeah, that's true.
By a parent or guardian. Be like, my son or daughter was carrying a log. Aren't you questioning why this is a thing? You know, and I don't like. I don't think it's sweet. I don't think it's sweet. I think.
Well, I think nowadays, if somebody did that and they were like, oh, this person thinks that they're talking to a log, they would let them do it.
Think about like the Green Lady in New York City. Like everybody just accepts her and loves her. We all love the Green Lady. You know?
Wait, I don't know who the Green Lady is. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know
the
who
Green
the Green Lady is.
Like, there's like a lady in New York City. I don't know her name, but she wears like all. I'm actually wearing lime green. Like she would wear this sweater. She wears like all lime green. I'm pretty sure her hair is green. And they've like done videos of her apartment, and everything in her apartment is lime green. Like she, like, you know, New York City has like weird celebrities that are just like, if you're quirky enough to really stand out, you become like a New York City celebrity. Like, remember the Naked Cowboy?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Why can't Twin Peaks have Log Lady? There's also like a spiritual element.
Twin
like
Peaks
I think
does
that
have
they're like
Log Lady. Yeah.
Twin Peaks has its own kind of religion that nobody in the town talks about, but everybody kind of accepts.
Right. There's like a hidden mythology beneath the town, or like within the town, that is just like ancient and mysterious, you know?
I picture it kind of like Stonehenge. Like when you get there, you can feel something weird and you don't really know what it is.
Yeah, if you guys ever make it to Stonehenge, it's a really bizarre thing, because ostensibly it's just a couple rocks that, you know, people back in the day stacked and stood up. But it feels weird being there. Like there's a weird energy in that area that I could not describe, and I've never felt anywhere else. But anyway, maybe that's what Twin Peaks is. Basically.
I one time went to a playoff game, which is something they haven't done in 30 years. So that felt very strange. Like it didn't make sense for the Jets to be in a game that was meaningful and that had steaks.
So you know the feeling.
You know the feeling. Yeah, you've
no,
been to Stonehenge, basically.
I think Johnny probably knows the feeling too.
Oh yeah, Johnny knows that
very
feeling.
surreal.
Not Johnny with Plank from Ed, and Eddie. Johnny, Imogen's brother.
Does he have a plank?
Not that I know of. You think he knows? He would hide it from my family.
Oh
he'd
yeah,
get
he
roasted.
absolutely would.
We wouldn't enable that, actually.
No. All right, I think we should.
Dakota, your family definitely
Oh my
wouldn't,
God.
especially
Oh
your
my
dad.
dad.
Your dad.
They
would
enabled
roast
nothing. You do
so
like
bad.
one thing off.
I would
wrecked.
get beat with that plank.
I would just exist, and your dad would roast me.
He's just a savage. He's just a monster.
So now we come to
James's huge forehead. Oh, sorry, I misread where this was going.
You misread. We haven't talked about James Hurley at all. I don't think there's really that much to say
It's just the
about
worst.
that subplot. Donna, James.
Wait,
we
can
haven't
I
really
just
talked
say
about
actually
Bobby or
how
like why
Oh, he's the guy with the
huge forehead?
he's the
They like always show him, and he's like this. I'm in love.
He's the James Dean of the show. You know?
Yeah. I guess.
We're like James' forehead screen of the show. Like, my God.
Yeah. All right. So the Black Lodge, which is like the location with the large red curtains and the black and white flooring. We will see it more later on in the series. It's not currently clear whether it's a physical location or a mental or spiritual or whatever it is. We don't really know at this stage in the series. But what were our thoughts when Dale Cooper showed up super wrinkly and then that little fella started dancing backwards into a chair and and saying stuff like, "Hello, Dale Cooper."
It's a good impression.
Okay. You guys know that I do two things at once all the time, right? Like I'm constantly like playing video games and watching things. And generally speaking, it works out fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I watched that scene. I had to rewind 4 times, right? Like and then I literally gave up. Like, the first time goes by and I'm like, what just happened? Who are these people? So I go back, right? I play it again. I still don't understand what's happening. I'm like, I missed it. So now I put my controller down. I put it back. I'm on pause 3 times through. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I played it a 4th time, and I just said, you know what? F this. I'm playing the next episode. And then that's when Cooper's like, I had this dream. And I'm like, oh, because I'm like, Laura's alive? Who's this short man? Is he some sort of like extra devious guy, like involved in the Black Lounge? Like, is he the real owner? Like, I had so many questions.
No, I knew it was a dream because it like he had gone to sleep, and I was like, bro, this is just so out of pocket. It has to be a dream. This is stuff that only happens in a dream. And, yeah, sure enough, it was a dream. But, like, for a dream sequence, like, what was your boy on?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I loved your
they let him off
commentary,
the
Anthony,
leash.
when you started watching that scene. Like, that wasn't dream logic. That was, like, high in the sky logic.
Yeah, like, I'm telling you, like, he was smoking some when he did that scene because he was gone. Like, I mean, that, like... You have to like go somewhere different to be able to like come up with this scene. Come on, Rich. Would you not agree that you have to be somewhere? Your mind has to be somewhere else to be coming up with this scene. You rewinded it 4 times, so I just went through it once. I'm just like, I rewinded it.
I'm just gonna put it this way: I went to college
once,
to college for 7 years. Infer what you will from that, and still, my brain was not open enough to understand that scene until it was explained to me the next episode. So, like, honestly, like, this series has stretched my brain in a way that just beat me into submission. I can't. That's why I'm asking you guys questions. I watched it twice. There are things I still can't grasp. I don't understand all the relationships, but I want to see it to the end.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
I want to see what happens to Riley, because you know how much I care about Riley.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ripley. Sorry, wrong series.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, Sigourney is not even in this.
Sorry, guys. It keeps happening.
So I wanted to add one thing really quick.
Yeah.
So I pulled up a very famous David Lynch quote where he basically said that he views cinema, film in general, as a language. He started off as a painter, and then he switched to film when he realized that he could really capture feelings and abstract concepts in film. And he basically says that film is a place where you can explain things without the use of words. You can use the visuals, the movement, the colors, the sounds, obviously the actors and dialogue, but dialogue's very limited in his approach to just convey feelings and almost to create a dream. He wants people to feel like they are dreaming when they watch his work. And when you wake up from a dream and you have this you take away this feeling or this concept, it's either a good dream or a bad dream, and you have a general idea of how it made you feel, but you don't remember how you got to certain places or how certain concepts connected. It's that. That's the idea that he's going for, where you're in this place that's a dream, and not everything has to make sense and not everything has to be explained, but by the end you get a general grasp of what happened. When Dakota and I started watching this show, it was there's an episode of Parks and Rec where one of the characters explains, it's just like Twin Peaks, everything really comes together in the end, perfectly, And to be honest, that was a joke, because that's so not how this show works. Not everything's gonna fold together super neatly and come together. I remember when Dakota and I first watched the show, I was really fixated on the fish in the percolator. I thought that was a big key. I thought that was gonna really become a moment. And it was literally just that David Lynch one time got served coffee that had a little bit of soap in it from his friend, there was soap in the percolator still, and so he had soapy coffee and he just changed it to a fish. That's the only reason why that scene's in there. It was just he liked that moment in his life and he decided, I'm gonna put that in there.
And it's how a fish?
Yeah.
He later that character, what's his name,
Pete Martell, yeah.
Pete goes up to his wife and is funniest thing, I found a fish in the percolator, and he was kind of accusing her of doing it, and she doesn't really say anything. So they kind of implied that she did it to be spiteful.
There's still so much to discuss. One-Eyed Jacks, the brothel on the other side of on the Canada border. We have a really interesting and ultimately very dark turn of events thematically, where we learn that Laura Palmer wasn't a very good person, or at least the way some people knew her wasn't very good.
Whoa, I don't understand. So you're telling me that just because you're a sex worker, you're doing Meals on Wheels, you're not a good person?
I didn't say that. But she also...
she brought out the darkness. Her goal was to bring out the darkness in others.
She made Bobby a drug dealer so that she can get drugs, and she wasn't great.
Oh,
she even complained about the sweetness and James.
Yeah, I feel bad for James in that scene because he clearly loved her.
Yeah,
but,
you know what who I feel bad for? 118 minutes into this episode, and poor Jacques with his accurate Canadian everyman, because that's the Canadian everyman accent. He's I can't even do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I know what you're talking about. But...
he had the Canadian everyman accent. I'm not super educated, and I just loved it. And also who's partying with him? Does he have that much money? I don't understand.
He has drugs.
He has good times and good vibes, clearly.
And he has a cabin. He has a cabin
and a parrot that likes to do things at the wrong moment.
Yikes! Yikes! That's such a brutal scene.
Laura. Oh man, the show is extremely dark. And it is absolutely probably it is the darkest thing that we've ever talked about here on the podcast, and I think it's worth talking about just because of its cultural impact, Twin Peaks in general, but also it doesn't glorify anything that's super dark, which I appreciate. It's not like this is cool, this is fun, it's good to be bad or anything like that. They don't really glorify any of like the cheating or anything. It's just it happens in this show, and that's very human. But yeah, the show does get darker, so I want to warn you guys. But it almost David Lynch likes the idea of like good and evil and like what that means in this town, you know, and we start to see more about like how that comes out in people, and so it will be interesting to find out what happens next.
Do the Bookhouse Boys really tap into the reason why they're together in the second season? Because they said that there's like some sort of like evil in the woods.
You will learn more about this evil, yes. And
that's
you've
like
actually
the mythology in the town.
You've met a couple of the characters that exist in this alternate plane already.
So since like you guys know, maybe Anthony has an answer to this. I don't know. So like if you got a steak at the diner, like how would you want that steak served? Like when you cut into that steak, Anthony, what would you want to see from your first cut of that steak?
What is happening?
When we cut into steaks, we don't want it to be a hockey puck. We don't want to cut into it and it's dry or brittle. We want it to be juicy. Sizzling. I my mind always goes back to the fajitas at Chili's, that kind of sizzling, just fresh.
But juicy, it was still juicy.
So with that in mind about the steak, Dakota, doesn't that make you think of something, think juicy steaks, 5 stars, kind of rhymes, but not really.
Oh yeah. So what it reminds me of personally is that scene where we're looking out at the table full of donuts in Twin Peaks, and then there's just like red jelly splattered all over it. Juicy, extremely juicy. Just like you guys and your reviews of our podcast, we need a 5-star juicy review. We really gotta hit that bird on the head, and we need to get more reviews out there. Whatever your podcast listening application is, please be sure to give us a 5-star review here, and make sure it's juicy so that other people can check out the podcast as well. The more 5-star reviews we get, the better our odds are at the game that is podcast SEO. And
and thank you guys also to Juicy Fruit, the sponsor of this podcast.
I feel like
we are not
illegal.
Sponsored. Legally, we're not sponsored.
Can I just say, one time I was downstairs and Dakota was recording the podcast upstairs, and I just kept hearing the word juicy, and I was like, what is going on up there? What are they talking about?
And it's been a reoccurring thing. Like, I mean, we've used the juiciness from the xenomorphs and aliens.
Yeah, we had a juice. We basically had like a juice meter. Every.
I'm getting nauseous.
We did have a Crunchies one time.
Yeah, when we covered the tales from Tales of the Bounty Hunters or something like that. I forget what the name of that Star Wars series was, but there's an episode...
Tales of the Underworld.
Yeah, Tales of the Underworld. There's a scene where they eat Crunchies, which is like candies, I guess. They call them Crunchies. So for a little bit, it was Crunchy reviews, but now we're back to juicy.
Nice.
Succulent. Thank you guys for listening to us here for our 147th episode. We're going to be jumping right back into Twin Peaks season 2. We're going to be covering the first 9 episodes, which should finish out the Laura Palmer arc.
I'll have a lot more to say about the complexities of Laura Palmer's character then. Yeah,
we can't really get too deep into it with just these first 8 episodes, but with 9 more, that's a different story. And I hope you guys are here for it. when we cover that next week. And what else? Oh, and Dale Cooper's shot at the end of season 1. So we're gonna have to figure out what happens.
Oh yeah. Who shot him and what? I mean, obviously he's alive because there's a season 2. So something happened.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
The Wolverine.
It is happening again.